Hi all, welcome to my On the Line show presented by MySportsResults and sponsored by Marathon Sports and the Foss Running Camp. My interviews feature some of Connecticut's top cross country and track and field athletes, teams, and coaches. But in this episode, I want to welcome Marshall Potter of Simsbury High School, who earned All-American honors in the shot put with a fifth place finish, and he also placed seventh in the weight throw at New Balance Nationals. Well, welcome to my show, Marshall. I'm very excited to speak with you today. Do you have any introductory remarks?
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, of course, again, very, very excited to have you on. So, one of the first things that I just want to ask is, given your performances at New Balance Indoor Nationals, how do you feel about them?
I'm very happy. It's PRing in both, especially by 3 feet in shot put, is quite honestly what I try and do every meet. And this was probably the best meet of my life, with all throws and shot being over 61 and all throws being a PR and PRing 2 times in weight throw, which has been I've been struggling with for the past like 2 months. So I'm very, very pleased.
No, I mean, you should be pleased. I mean, it was a great, great showing. So, I'm also just curious, how does being an All-American feel?
Feels amazing.
Yeah, no, I bet. I
It's just
bet.
I've got the medal on my nightstand. It's great.
Hey, nah, I got to keep that one. That's awesome. That's
Mhm.
awesome. And you also placed fifth at New England's and third at State Open prior to this meet,
Mhm.
where you finished behind Chris Amy and Thomas Matlock. However, you finished ahead of both of these guys at the New Balance Indoor Nationals meet. How have these two guys helped to push you in the past and throughout this season as well?
They've we've always been pushing and competing since like sophomore year, and it's just really brought to light that I can I can compete with them because I'd always thought like it was them two and then me, but it really brought to light how we're all equal, and on any given day I can come out there and I can compete with them. Throughout states in New England, it was just like really hard to keep going, knowing that I'm trying as hard as I can and still like they're having bad days and I'm just not up there with them anyway. And it just really made me want it even more.
Yeah, no, and I bet. I mean, just having that competition is so important with guys at the same level. So think that's awesome. Also, you touched upon in the previous question just kind of your struggles with weight throw early in the season, obviously with the foul at the Milrose games, but you're able to finish on a high note in this event. How do you
Absolutely.
adjust to early fouls during a meet, and how does committing a foul affect you mentally as a thrower?
Well, depending on the meet, like if it's a meet where I'm like almost guaranteed to make finals, like states or state opens, I'll get a throw in the beginning that will make the finals that I know I can save. Like I won't go as hard or as fast, knowing that I'll get enough distance to make the finals. But even if it is a meet, if it is like a meet like for say nationals or Melrose games where I fouled out, you just have to attack every throw and try and save it. It if I know for me, if my finish is good, it'll like specifically in shot, if I get my hips through, I'll get around easy. And if I stick to finish and wait, it'll go down the middle and I'll stay and I won't move. And so it's really just focusing on that, on the finish and what I need to do to stay in the circle or and make sure the implement stays in the sector.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And also, this was your first season where you tossed above 60 feet in the shot put. How were you able to surpass this threshold? And what has changed in your training going into this season?
To surpass the threshold, I mean, I just stayed consistent with my work and in the weight room and in the like training. I was focusing on certain things that I needed to improve, like my left arm coming out of the back and just getting stronger in general, along with finishing the throw and really punching the finish that helped. And can you repeat the second part of that question?
Yeah, no, I was just wondering like how or what have you changed about your training going into the season, or has it stayed the exact same? I mean, you touched upon being consistent, so
Yeah, it stayed pretty close to the same. Of course, there's different things that you can work on as you progress in throwing, and your technique truly becomes yours. But for me, consistency is key. And if I'm consistent, I'll consistently improve.
No, and I mean that's a recipe for success. I think that's amazing. Also, I have a very specific question about the Throw Hawk Hall of Fame meet, where you finished first in the weight throw at this meet, which is run by Damian Larkins. You were named to the Hall of Fame at this meet because I know they have something along the
Yeah.
lines of that.
Mhm.
What does this accomplishment mean to you, and how is this meet different from any meet that you've competed in?
It was just special. It was like it felt like it was senior night, and it just felt that my hard work was being noticed I had thought prior it was going under the radar. It really showed how my hard work has been noticed and that um I mean I'm in the Throwhawks Hall of Fame. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean that's I know that sound just the title itself sounds awesome. So I
Yeah.
know that they also had a Hall of Fame dinner and everything. And were you part of that as well?
Yeah, I was I got to give a speech about like my journey and people that have really helped me and just like thanking everyone.
Wow, no, that's honestly awesome because I know it was a whole type of event in addition to the throws itself. I think that's amazing that Damien started that and everything. So, but yeah. Anyways, we'll be right back to our interview with Marshall Potter after we take a quick break for this message from our sponsor, Marathon Sports. Welcome back to our chat with Marshall Potter. So, this section is going to be more on your past seasons and just how you've developed as a thrower. So, my first question is you fouled during the 2024 State Open discus, but threw over 154 feet at the CCC meet in the same event. How did this failure motivate you throughout that season? And what do you have in store for this upcoming track and field season for outdoors, specifically with regard to discus?
So that failure, I wasn't able to really build off of that in that season because that actually ended my season, and I wasn't able to compete in New England's in it. But it really brought to light how I need to pick it up in discus because my shot is consistently excelling, and it appears that and my discus is kind of flatlining. So I need to really pay close attention to that. And I mean, I I kind of have the like a really good build for discus, but I don't throw it as far as I should and I could. So I really need to pay attention to that, hone in on my technique, and I mean I want to win the state in the spring, so that'd be pretty ideal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you've also won two straight outdoor state champions in the Class L meet in the shot put. Just curious, what do these accomplishments mean to you, and how do you plan to build upon these going into the 2025 outdoor season?
It means a lot. It feels really special to really represent Class L. Going into outdoor, I'd like to, of course, go for a three-peat, but really a meet record would also be nice. Really, trying to get my name in the history books as much as possible and just leave behind a really good legacy.
Yeah, no, and I mean you're well well on track for that given just your past performances and your amazing indoor season. So, you also burst onto the scene during the 2023 indoor season, placing second at Class L at the Class L meet in the shot put. But prior to this season, you hadn't thrown beyond 35 feet in the shot put. What
Mhm.
allowed you to get to that next level between the 2022 outdoor season and the 2023 indoor season?
I started working with Coach Country actually, or Damian Larkins actually, and he really gave me a huge boost in my technique. And really, I started really throwing it. Before I would just kind of like I didn't really know what I was doing, so I would just go out there and try and throw. But I could really I knew what I needed to do, and I could do what I needed to do, and I really understood it more, which meant that I could throw it further and know when to try harder and know when to let technique take over and control it. And it also really helped that I had just grown a lot and gained a lot of weight. I grew like 4 inches between sophomore or freshman and sophomore year, which really allowed me to throw the shot more and get a lot more length on my release.
Yeah, no, for
But
sure.
yeah,
And just as a thrower, would you say it's more important to have great technique or have the physical tools to be able to throw super far?
I feel that with technique you can throw far, but both of them together apart, you can throw far with good technique or with great strength. And you just to go to the next level, you need to work on technique and in the weight room, especially with getting stronger and working on your technique.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
really,
no.
it's technique is like singular. One person's technique does not work for the other person.
Yeah, no, no, for sure. And how would you characterize your own technique and how is it different from other athletes?
Um, so my technique as someone of my size, in my size and strength, I'm not the strongest, so I need to go a little bit faster on my finish. But I know with people that are shorter than me, like my friend Kyle from Bloomfield, he's so much quicker out of the back and across the circle, where I really have to start slow and then I can accelerate. So it's really just like a building up to the finish. So I can start slow and finish fast and really get put everything into the finish so it can go the max amount of distance.
And what would you say your biggest strength as a thrower is?
My biggest strength as a thrower is my determination and my will to never quit. Um, Throughout this indoor season, it's been hard. I didn't think that I was doing what I wanted to with throughout the whole season. I'd wanted to go All American, but as I got farther and farther into the season, it just didn't feel as apparent and as likely to happen because at big meets I had gone to, I hadn't done what I wanted to. Like at Milrose, I fouled out. At just other meets, I like at East Coast Invitational, I threw like 57 and shot. It just wasn't seeming apparent, but I stuck to it. I kept working, and then good things happened at the end of the season.
How were you able to really handle that adversity? And how have you also been able to handle that adversity throughout your career, not just in this season?
Um, with handling adversity, it just kind of some adversity just kind of lights a fire under me, and it just makes me want to just go out and attack my throws and throw so much farther. But specifically, New England's, I did not throw well. I fouled some big throws, so I knew that I really had to finalize my technique and make sure everything was good. And it just makes me want it even more. Adversity does.
Oh,
It makes me want to overcome it.
yeah, no, I mean, having that hunger, having that drive is so, so important to success.
Mhm.
And just in the past, you've also been very versatile in track. Starting your freshman year, you were doing hurdles, relays, sprints, and throws as well, basically kind of all over the place. But how did having this versatility really guide you on the path to become a thrower? And would you consider this a valuable part of your track and field career?
I would absolutely consider this a valuable part of my track and field career. It really just shaped me into who I am, someone that can, if anyone needs me, I can help them. I can, they need me to fill in on a relay, I can go run it. But also I can always score points in the throws. And through running hurdles really it made me know to my for myself that I can do anything that I set my mind to. I can excel in anything because I'll work hard for it and earn it for myself.
Oh, that's great. I mean, we're working hard, most important thing in life, 100%. I also saw that you did cross country during your freshman year. What
Yeah.
impact did doing cross country have on you?
Uh, it made me fall in love with like the whole meet structure. I like how it's you wait for your event and then you don't miss your chance. But also the meeting new people and the running on in new places. I really loved that. And the I really like running as well. Like even now as a thrower and I didn't do cross country, I still go for runs. Nice weather out, might hit one later today, you never know. But yeah, it's I like running.
Yeah, no, I mean, Who doesn't love running? It's a great sport. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that's awesome. And you also ran, I saw that you ran a 3,200 meter race in the 2024 outdoor season. And I know this was in a dual meet, but is it a tradition for throwers to swap like events with distance runners at Simsbury or?
No, that was maybe a one-time thing. Maybe might have to run it again this year, but that was just for fun. It was a senior night, so I just ran the 32. Whole team, it just like brought the team together. It was awesome.
Wait, that is aw wow, that is
Yeah,
man,
it
that
was
is
great.
awesome.
It sucked while running it though. It was really hard, but it was rewarding to finish, I'll say that.
No, for sure. I mean, the 3,200 is a beast, man. It is not I never liked doing the 3,200 meter. It was
Might have to
always
switch it to the
brutal.
mile.
Yeah, no, a mile I feel like anyone can do. I feel
Yeah.
like it's very accessible and I
Uh,
was never a big 3,200 meter guy. Like it was never
yeah.
my event. So I feel the pain.
Trust me, it's
Um
not mine either.
Hey, but you're getting all American in the throws, so like,
Yeah,
you're popping off.
exactly.
Um and you also did football as well during your junior and senior years of high school. I'm curious, given how, or I'm assuming how similar both of these training structures are for throwing and football, how did doing football contribute to your success as a thrower? And did these training plans overlap or were there similarities?
So with football, it was really big about the weight room because I mean, weight room is important in football, and it really made me fall in love with lifting and just the whole like you work out and then you're really sore, so you work out even harder, and it just really I'm a big fan of that. I love working out, and football really brought that to light. It also brought to light the perseverance because me personally, I was not the biggest fan of football, but I stuck with it and I kept going. And just really made me know for myself that I can push through anything and come out on top and have more to give.
No, and also I'm curious just about the throwing community and in the overarching track and field community. I know that there's honestly a very big like subsection with the throwing community. So how have you been able to build community with other throwers in the state of Connecticut throughout your career?
Um, I know, not even state of Connecticut. I know throwers all up the East Coast, all around New England, and it's because people in your flight, you talk to them, or at least I know I talk to people because it's one person throwing out of like 10 or 12. You have time to sit down, work on your technique, and just like talk and communicate, especially before meets because there's several flights, could be several hours. You get to meet new people and everyone's really supportive and really friendly in the throws. And it's just an easy way to meet new people. Like this last at New Balance Nationals, met some guys from Ohio, all over. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nothing like bringing, just meeting new people. I think that's
Brings people
awesome.
together 100%.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's nothing like a track and field meet just with all the different types of events. I feel like you really start to bond with the people that are also doing the same stuff as you. I just love the way that track and field really fosters community, and it's great to hear that from a thrower's perspective as well. I think that's really cool. Um, but anyways, we'll be right back to our interview with Marshall Potter after we take a quick break for this message from our other sponsor, the Foss Running Camp.
On the Line with Grant Walters is sponsored by Foss Running Camp, an overnight cross-country camp for middle and high school athletes of all abilities. Located in nearby Torrington, Connecticut, August 14th through 19th. Go to fossrunningcamp.com for more information. Foss Running Camp, where champions are built one step at a time.
Welcome back to our chat with Marshall Potter. This part will focus on more fun and personal questions. So, what are some throwing pet peeves that you have?
Dude, tape over wrist strap any day. Tape over wrist strap. Also, I like bigger shots and yeah, tape over wrist strap.
That's the like consensus answer. Like that's the
No, that's my
Oh,
answer.
that's your answer. Cool, cool.
Yeah,
That's
most people use a wrist strap, but I'm a big tape guy and chalk. You gotta use a lot of
Hey,
chalk.
why are you big like tape and chalk type of guy?
Well, tape, I just prefer tape because you can't take it off, so it's like one thing and you stick with it but with chalk, it's harder to miss marks if the shot leaves a mark on the ground. Same with disc and stuff like that. You also get a better grip.
Okay, got you. I think that's really cool. Do you also have any unique pre-meet rituals? And if so, what are they?
I do Sudoku,
Oh,
and
what?
it really helps me focus. Yeah,
Wait, wait, that's
yeah,
so cool.
yeah. I do Sudoku.
What drew you to that, or what made you
I've
start
al
doing that?
I've always liked Sudoku, and I was doing it with my mom before a meet a couple weeks ago, and it was just like, and I was just like focused, and I could really focus in on throwing, and it also gets rid of the nerves. I was doing it at New Balance, and I did like six of them, and I was just like, all right, I'm ready to throw, and then I PR'd by 3 feet.
Hey,
So
maybe
I
people
mean,
should start taking notes on that. I've
exactly,
never
got to
heard
do the
that before.
Sudoku.
That
Yeah,
is that is awesome. Wow.
great.
Yeah, that's great. Also, what is your go-to meal before a meet, and what is your favorite song to listen to before throwing?
Oh, um, my go-to meal, Chipotle. I love
Okay.
Chipotle. Gotta get Chipotle. I love Chipotle. If you want to hear my bowl,
Yeah,
brown
yeah,
rice,
what's your bowl?
gotta get extra brown rice, black beans, barbacoa. When they had the brisket, I would always get brisket, but now I just get double barbacoa, queso, guac, cheese, and lettuce. So good. Sometimes you gotta get a double wrapped burrito. It's really great.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, that sounds awesome. Wow. I mean, I bet
Uh-huh.
that's good for fuel, you know what I'm saying? Like I bet that
Oh,
would get you
absolutely.
energized and everything. That's awesome.
So great.
And
Um,
also, what is your favorite just song that you listen to before competing?
it's a good question, but it's different every time.
That's fair. That's fair.
But recently it's been country.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
What country artist specifically,
I
or do you have
like
a
John
favorite?
Party and I like Hardy as well.
Okay. Nice, nice. Also, just what is your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Um, I work a lot. I like working. I love my job. I love my job. I work at Wine ETC in Granby.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I work a lot and I like to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
in
you
my
need
free
the
time,
rest.
yeah, in my free time, I also go to the gym.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you could be any or live as any movie slash TV character for one day, who would you be and why?
I think of a good one. Probably Lightning McQueen.
Oh, okay. I
Mhm.
like that. No,
Yeah.
that's yeah. Big Cars fan growing up.
Humongous. Still am.
Okay, hey, fair, fair. I loved
Mhm.
Cars growing up. That was like my favorite movie too. So that I
Yeah.
think that's awesome. Um, Also, I know that you have three older siblings. So how did you look up to them, or how do you continue to look up to them? And what did they teach you growing up?
So growing up, I would always go to their sporting events, and it just really made me fall in love with sports because it was like a whole family thing. Like the whole family would be there, so it really made me fall in love with sports at a young age, which, well, I mean, it probably paid off in the long run.
Yeah.
But I've always looked up to them because, well, they're my older siblings. They're kind of like a first mentor. Kind of they helped me shape me into the person I am today. And I'm going to college with two of them next year. We kind of have like the same opinions on things like that and stuff. So it's like, I don't know, it's just been great.
Yeah, nice. No, and I was just about to say, I noticed the UConn hat, and those are the basis for some of my next questions. So obviously you're
Yeah.
going there next year. What are you excited about, and what are you nervous about?
I'm nervous about like school. It's like, it seems like a big step, but I can't wait to rep UConn on my chest.
Awesome. No, that's great. I mean, UConn, amazing school. I have a lot of friends that go there right now, so you're gonna love it there. And why did you choose UConn? I know that you said you have two of your three older siblings are there right now, but just curious, why did you end up choosing there?
So both of my parents also went there, and I have a brother that already graduated from there. So it's like a family tradition. But I also on my visit, I didn't bring my parents because I didn't want like any outside opinions. I wanted to experience it on my own, like alone for the first time, so I could really experience it for myself. And I mean, it felt like home. It felt like I belonged there. So, I mean,
Oh,
it
that's
feels like home. It's probably right.
yeah. No, exactly. I feel like once you see that college that or you visit or anything, it
It
just
was
feels
amazing.
right to be there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It just like is the missing puzzle piece in a lot of ways.
absolutely.
And at UConn, what is one track specific goal that you have and one personal goal that you have going into college?
At UConn, I really want to, this is the personal one. I really want to like find myself and find who I am. And for track, I don't know. I don't really have many goals. Like I just want to be the best I can be and maybe bench 315. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
But for track, I find it better that throughout my past couple of years, I usually do better if I don't have like a specific goal because then that'll be all I think about and I'll get in my head and then I won't compete as well.
wait, no, that's so true. Like having that in your mind and putting that
Yeah.
unnecessary pressure on you is just
No
unnecessary. Yeah.
expectations. Yeah,
No, exactly. Just stresses you out. I completely can understand that.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, but again, I would like to thank Marshall for his time and willingness to be part of this interview. It was enlightening to hear what you had to say, and I wish you the best of luck with your outdoor season. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course, of course. And thanks to all our fans for joining us. Stay tuned for my next interview. This is Grant Walters signing off for On the Line.